I heard from my older brother that you is having your wedding in Hawaii. Isn't that crazy?
It's been a while, Jerry. Yes, that's the plan, but what do you mean by crazy?
Going to Hawaii is too much of a cheat. So, it's okay for us to enjoy ourselves too, right? It's our older brother's wedding. So of course, you'll cover all the expenses, right? So let's plan on enjoying ourselves. We're looking forward to it.
Enjoying ourselves. I'm planning to prepare for the family's expenses, but if your husband wants to come along, he'll have to pay for himself. We can't cover all of the expenses, you know.
Huh? Of course, my husband is coming. You're saying we're being cheap if we don't pay for his expenses?
Well, let me be clear. Jerry and your husband still owe us money. You borrowed money from us, didn't you? I won't let you forget it. We even have a loan agreement. The repayment deadline has already passed. Even so, you want us to pay for your travel expenses? That's a bit too much to ask, isn't it?
What does borrowing money have to do with our Hawaii trip? We should have the right to enjoy Hawaii too.
Of course, you have the right. So feel free to pay for it yourselves. You is my family, so we were planning to cover her expenses. But it's impossible for us to pay for your husband's expenses too. If you want us to pay for them, then you should pay back your debts first.
You're being so stubborn.
I don't think I'm being stubborn. I'm just stating the facts, and it would be foolish not to repay your debts.
You're being too harsh. Why did my brother have to marry someone as tough as you? Seriously, it's disgusting.
When I think that I'm the sister-in-law of someone as serious and righteous as you, I'm really impressed.
What is that supposed to mean? Are you looking down on me?
Anyway, regarding the travel expenses, as I just said, you need to repay your debts first. We'll be waiting for your repayment.
If my husband can't come, then I won't go either. Is that okay with you?
That's up to you to decide. Please let us know when you've made a decision. Did you hear from Jerry?
No, I haven't heard from her since then.
Okay, so that means she's canceling, right? We need to confirm the number of attendees soon.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem. She said she wouldn't come if her husband doesn't come.
That's true, but I thought she was just being difficult. Isn't it asking too much to expect us to cover her husband's travel expenses too?
But you also said they couldn't afford it. So there's nothing we can do anymore, right? We can't keep up with her selfish demands. She's always been self-centered, but since she got married, she and her husband are constantly asking me for money. I learned my lesson from last time.
Yeah, it's convenient for them to borrow money and forget to repay it. But I'm also preparing to collect what's owed, so you can count on me.
Thanks, you're reliable.
I don't think Jerry wants me to marry her brother.
It doesn't matter what she thinks. She just wants someone who will listen to her. I can only think of you.
Why are you suddenly saying that? It won't change anything. Well, let's just handle the cancellation for now. I hope they won't cause any trouble later.
Hawaii is the best, as expected.
Are you and your husband in Hawaii? Did you have the luxury to travel there?
What are you talking about? We came all the way from America for my brother's Hawaiian wedding. You should be grateful.
But you didn't attend, right?
Well, we didn't have time to attend. We got caught up in luxury at the expensive hotel. We'll continue to party like this for a while. But we came for the wedding, so it's free, right? The hotel and flight costs should be paid for by you guys, right? You said you wouldn't pay for my husband's portion, so I got fed up and booked it myself. I used my parents' credit card to buy the plane tickets. Pay it off properly before it's discovered.
What are you talking about? You're the ones doing selfish things. Your actions are those of a couple of idiots.
What did you say? Do you think it's okay to talk to your sister-in-law like that? Are you looking down on me? Oh well, it doesn't matter now, since we had so much fun. Pay off this bill, and the debt too. We even took time off from our work to attend your wedding. If you think about that, it's obvious that our debts should be forgiven.
Your logic is so surprising that it's making my eyes bulge out.
Of course we came for you guys, so naturally. We're checking out tomorrow, so please pay the bill. We didn't bring any money with us, so we charged everything to the room. Payment please. We came because you said you were getting married in Hawaii. You can pay for our stay at the luxury hotel and our flights.
The wedding was last week. I don't know what you've been talking about since earlier. But we're back in America now, obviously.
Last week? What do you mean? So they're no longer there?
Everyone is already back in America, but what were you doing in Hawaii anyway?
Wasn't the wedding yesterday?
That's why it ended a week ago and we came back. And since your husband said he wouldn't come, we cancelled his reservation.
So, how are we supposed to pay for our accommodations?
Why are you asking me? You guys were supposed to pay for it yourselves, right?
What do you mean why? We came here for your wedding.
But you weren't even planning on attending, were you? Besides, it was last week, so it was just a regular trip to Hawaii for you. Why should I have to pay for your expenses?
Then who's supposed to pay for it?
You should pay for your own trip. It's only natural.
What do you mean I should pay for it? That's impossible.
Then your husband can pay for it, right? In any case, I'm not going to pay for it.
Wait a minute. This isn't. Goodbye. I can't get in touch with my brother. We can't pay for this if we stay like this. We thought it was your responsibility. This is like fraud.
You made your own reservations for flights and a fancy hotel and spent a lot of money. So where does fraud come in? Can you stop saying meaningless things?
I checked with the hotel and the fee is too high. If we don't pay, it could become a police matter.
Well, that's probably true. But we can't change the fact that it was last week. I'm curious, what were you doing while everyone else was attending the wedding?
I came here for the wedding too. I didn't hear anything about it being last week. Are you trying to trick me?
I did send you an invitation, but you made the reservation without consulting us. How can you blame others for your mistake? You made a reservation based on your own schedule and indulged yourself. Why did you think we should pay for that?
I thought everything would be paid for, so I indulged myself. I thought I would be paid for it. I didn't expect to be asked to pay millions of dollars. I'm panicking.
Well, it's understandable that you're panicking. But panicking won't change anything. Please discuss with your husband to find a solution.
My husband ran away and left me here. What should I do? I'll be the only criminal if I'm left like this.
Oh well, it looks like your husband was a scumbag as well, just as I thought. Well, you're pretty trashy too, so you're a good match, aren't you? My condolences.
What? Is that it? Don't you feel sorry for me?
There's no point in feeling sorry for you, and I don't feel sorry for you at all. It's your own fault. Both my husband and I are cutting ties with you.
Wait a minute. You don't have to be so clear about it. I'm crying, you know? Don't you feel sorry for me?
Why are you trying to act like the tragic heroine? Even Tomoya is completely disgusted with you. It's entirely your fault and there's nothing we can do to help you.
That's not fair. If my brother and sister-in-law also cut ties with me, I won't have anyone to help me. What should I do?
You have to reflect on your selfishness.
I'm reflecting on it. I'm sorry. You can help me, right? I don't want to become a criminal like this. I don't understand the language, so it's impossible. Please help me, I'm sorry.
Well, even if you apologize, it's too late now. Realistically, there's nothing we can do to help you. And we're about to leave for our honeymoon.
What? Wasn't Hawaii your honeymoon?
We had other plans besides Hawaii. We're already at the airport now. So we won't be able to communicate with you soon. We won't need to communicate with you anymore.
Wait, are you serious about that? If you're at the airport, come to Hawaii right now and help me. We're family, aren't we?
You're such a selfish idiot, aren't you? You caused this situation and now you have to suffer the consequences. It's all your fault and your husband's. Stop relying on us. As for the debt, we've already asked a representative to seize your assets and garnish your wages. You have to pay back what you borrowed, including the interest.
Wait, even if you tell me that now, I don't understand. What should I do?
Well, I don't think I'll be contacting you anymore. Have fun in Hawaii, goodbye. In the end, Jerry was on the verge of being escorted by the police, and she cried for help from her family. However, Gina and her family had already departed for their honeymoon and communication was cut off. It seems that she has now been decided to become a criminal in a foreign country on her happy overseas trip. She was even told by her parents that she was abandoned and could never come home again. She had no one to rely on. Jerry's husband was safe and had returned to America. But at work, his wages were garnished, and he was embarrassed and broke. Since the family cut ties with Jerry, no one knows what happened to her. It may be better not to know.